Born on January 4, 1985, in Havana, Cuba, Alexander Maeta was introduced to the world of baseball at a very young age. Raised in a country with a deep and passionate love for the sport, Maeta was naturally drawn to baseball from the moment he could hold a bat and ball. His father, a former amateur player in Havana, played a crucial role in fostering his early interest in the game, teaching him the fundamentals of baseball and encouraging his development from a very young age. Growing up in Cuba, where baseball is a national pastime, Maeta was surrounded by the sport at every turn. His talent for the game quickly became apparent, and by the time he was in his early teens, he had joined local youth baseball teams. His innate athleticism, combined with his dedication and strong work ethic, made him stand out among his peers. He played at various levels in youth leagues in Cuba, consistently performing well and earning the attention of coaches and scouts from the country's most prestigious baseball programs. At the age of 14, Maeta joined the Cuban National Baseball School in Havana, which serves as the breeding ground for the country's top baseball talent. The training and competition there were rigorous, and Maeta's potential as a professional player began to take shape. He was a standout in the Cuban youth baseball circuit, quickly gaining recognition for his strong arm, impressive fielding, and potential as a power hitter. It was clear that he had the ability to go far in the sport if he continued his progression. Cuban National Series, rising through the ranks. After completing his studies at the National Baseball School, Maeta made his debut in the Cuban National Series in 2003. At just 18 years old, he joined the Ciego de Avila Tigres, a team known for its competitive spirit and rich history in Cuban baseball. His first few seasons were characterized by intense development, as Maeta adapted to the higher level of competition in the National Series. Early on, Maeta's bat began to shine. He was known for his powerful swing, able to hit the ball with remarkable force, but also with impressive accuracy. His strong performance in the field, combined with his developing offensive game, made him a valuable asset to Ciego de Avila. Though he was still young and learning the ropes of professional baseball, his potential was undeniable. By his third season, Maeta was becoming one of the most talked about young players in Cuba. He had refined his batting technique and added power to his game, hitting several home runs and driving in runs regularly. His presence in the lineup quickly became a key factor for the Tigres, and his consistency began to garner national attention. Career peak. The rise of a star. As Maeta entered his prime years in the 2008-2010 seasons, he began to establish himself as one of the best players in the Cuban National Series. His combination of power, discipline at the plate, and ability to perform under pressure made him a standout player in one of the most competitive leagues in the world. In the 2009-2010 season, Maeta's power hitting reached new heights. He finished the season with a batting average over 320, along with 20-plus home runs, showcasing his ability to produce both in terms of average and power. His offensive performance was one of the best in the league, and he finished near the top of multiple statistical categories, including home runs, RBIs, and total bases. Maeta's success was not just due to his ability to hit for power. His on-base percentage and discipline at the plate were also standout aspects of his game. Known for his sharp eye and selective approach, he was able to work counts in his favor and get on base frequently. His consistent offensive production became a staple for the Tigres, who were consistently in contention for the playoffs. As a result of his dominance in the Cuban National Series, Maeta earned a spot on the Cuban national team. His ability to perform in international competitions elevated his profile even further, as he represented Cuba in tournaments such as the World Baseball Classic and the Pan American Games. Playing alongside some of the best talents from Cuba, Maeta showcased his abilities on the global stage, earning accolades for his impressive batting and leadership. In 2010, Maeta's performance in the World Baseball Classic was notable, as he was instrumental in Cuba's deep run in the tournament. His powerful bat and ability to drive in key runs helped the Cuban team in high-pressure situations, further cementing his place among the elite in the world of international baseball. Main achievements. Throughout his career, Alexander Maeta accumulated several significant achievements that helped establish him as one of Cuba's premier baseball players. Multiple-time All-Star. Maeda earned All-Star honors in the Cuban National Series several times, solidifying his status as one of the league's top players. 2009-2010 season batting champion. Maeda's breakout season came in 2009-2010 when he finished as the league's batting champion with an impressive .325 average, demonstrating his consistency at the plate. World Baseball Classic semi-finalist, 2009. As a member of the Cuban national team, Maeda helped lead the team to the semi-finals of the World Baseball Classic, with his hitting playing a significant role in the team's success. Cuban National Series power hitter. Known for his home run power, Maeda consistently ranked among the league's leaders in home runs, regularly hitting over 20 long balls per season. Cuban national team regular. His consistent performance for the Cuban national team during international tournaments like the Pan American Games and the World Cup established him as one of Cuba's premier international players. Final years and retirement. As the years passed, Maeda's performance began to gradually decline, as is common with any player who has been involved in a long and grueling professional career. Injuries, particularly to his wrist and shoulder, began to take their toll, reducing his ability to perform at the high level he was once accustomed to. Despite his declining physical abilities, Maeda continued to play with passion, driven by his love for the game. In 2016, after an illustrious career with Ciego de Avila and multiple international tournaments with the Cuban national team, Maeda made the decision to retire from professional baseball. The announcement was met with a wave of admiration from fans, teammates, and coaches, who hailed his contributions to the sport in Cuba. Following his retirement, Maeda remained involved in baseball in Cuba. He took on coaching roles with the Ciego de Avila Tigres youth program, aiming to pass on his knowledge and experience to the next generation of Cuban baseball players. His mentorship of young athletes and his desire to see Cuba's rich baseball tradition continue was a fitting legacy to his own playing career. Legacy and influence. Alexander Maeda's legacy as a Cuban baseball player is marked by his relentless drive to succeed, his powerful hitting, and his leadership on the field. He became a symbol of baseball excellence in Cuba, particularly during his peak years in the 2000s and 2010s. His time in the Cuban National Series was highlighted by his remarkable consistency and his ability to perform in high-pressure situations, both domestically and internationally. Maeda's story is one of passion and resilience. While injuries eventually slowed him down, his early years in the Cuban National Series, coupled with his performances on the international stage, made him one of the most respected players in the history of Cuban baseball. Today, he is remembered as one of the key figures in the resurgence of Cuban baseball in the modern era. And his influence continues to resonate in the country's baseball community. Through his work with younger players, Maeda has ensured that his baseball knowledge lives on. His leadership, dedication, and commitment to the game serve as an inspiration to the next generation of Cuban athletes, securing his place as a true ambassador of Cuban baseball.